Hey guys, it's Abby. Welcome or welcome back to my channel. Okay, as I've previously mentioned on my channel, I have a huge passion for makeup, and today I wanted to share it with you guys on YouTube. So I have a really fun look planned. It's gonna be festive but fun, and I'm so excited. So I'm gonna pretty much do like a chit chat get ready with me, but kind of show you what products I'm using and kind of how I completed the look. So keep watching if you want to see how I completed a festive makeup look. Okay, I brought you guys in a little bit closer. I threw my hair up and I'm gonna start prepping my skin. So I'm going in with the hyaluronic acid by The Ordinary first. And then I'm gonna moisturize with the Clinique ID moisturizer. This is the hydrating jelly. And then to finish off the prep, I'm going to use the Do It All eye cream by Pharmacy. Okay, just while I'm letting my moisturizer sink in, can we appreciate how cute the background is? Like, I have a candle burning and my whole like light setup with the Christmas decorations. So freaking cute. Okay, again, I'm just gonna let this sink in a bit because I'm going to start by doing my eyebrows and eyeshadow first, just because I don't trust myself with fallout. Like, I swear, if I do my base and then I do my eyes and I get fallout, even if I put powder underneath, I always end up with pigment all over my under eyes. Okay, I am gonna start with my eyebrows, but if you can see, they do need to get cleaned up a little bit, so I'm gonna tweeze them first and I'll be back. Okay, the eyebrows are plucked and I am ready to start filling them in. So I'm using the Anastasia Beverly Hills Brow Wiz, and I'm just gonna go in and fill out the line on the bottom and then just use hair-like strokes to fill in any sparse areas. And then after I do that, I'm gonna use the Anastasia Beverly Hills Clear Brow Gel just to set them in place, because I do have long eyebrow hairs and they will go astray if I don't use this. Okay, so I really like the flared out bushy brow look, and I hate when it's all filled in here. So if you can see, I just kind of did hair-like strokes, filled it in a bit, and now we gotta do the other eyebrow. Okay, my eyebrows are on and I'm ready to clean them up. So I'm going to use the Too Faced Multi-Use Sculpting Concealer. And I'm just going to carve out, oh, that's the middle finger. I'm just going to carve out the bottom and then lay it as a base for my eyeshadow. So I'm just going to cover my eyelids as well with this stuff. And I'm just going to cut a little bit on the outside as well. Okay, so when I'm doing this, I like to use a really thin, flat-headed brush. I like round ones just because it's easier to go on the arch. But I put a little bit of concealer on my hand and then go in and start framing out the eyebrow, which it is really hard to do in the camera, so I'm gonna do it in my mirror. So this is roughly what it should look like after you're done carving out your brow. I use the Urban Decay brush that comes in their Naked palettes, and I love it for cutting, and then I use the fluffy end to start kind of blending it out and making it look more natural and not just this harsh line. And I will also lay down the rest of the concealer on my eyelid. Okay, now that I look absolutely insane, basically what I did was I just laid down the concealer all over my eyelids and I buffed it out with the fluffy end of the brush and then just melted it into the skin with my beauty blender, just tapping motions. And yes, it is very light and very yellow undertoned, which I don't like, but it works for my eye base quite well. And sometimes I will set this with either a powder or a really light eyeshadow, but I want the pigment, the greens in my eyeshadow to be as dark as possible, so I'm not gonna set it. I have all my eyeshadow brushes all prepped, and today I'm going to primarily use the James Charles Morphe palette. Okay, to start the eyeshadow look off, I'm going to take a small pointed blender brush, and I'm dipping into the dark green in the James Charles palette. I'm going to place it in the inner part of my crease a little bit higher, and I'm going to stop around where my pupil is and just keep blending that and placing that color by packing it on. Okay, so I packed in the color and it's a little patchy and just got a little bit dark right here, so I'm going to try to build it up so it's more even. And I am going to do the same to the other eye, and I'll be right back. Okay, I look crazy once again, but I laid down the dark green in both corners, and it's a little uneven, but my eyelids are not at like the same level, especially with my eyebrows. So I'm going to try to get them a little more similar by using this flat little fluffy blending brush, and I'm going to dip into the lighter green and just slowly buff out the edges towards my brow bone. Okay, now that I've laid down both those colors and it looks a little bit more similar and a little bit more gradient, if you can tell up close, there is still some patchiness, but it should go away when I cut the crease. So now I'm just using this bigger flat fluffy brush to blend out the edges. No product on it at all, just going in and slowly buffing. So as you can see, I cut it just with the makeup remover and it already looks so much cleaner, which will mean the concealer will be the actual color rather than a green undertone, which would happen if you packed it right on top. Okay, I took the liberty of fully cutting out my crease with concealer, and then I just took the same fluffy blending brush, but it was clean, and just buffed out the edges here. So I'm pretty happy with how this looks at the moment. I'm going to start my lash line eyeshadow. So that's the part I'm most scared about. So I'm going in with the dark green, and I'm just going to start packing it on the outer part of my lash line and creating a wing shape. So I'm just going to sketch it out with the shadow, and I'm using once again the tiny pointed fluffy blending brush. This is by Morphe. I got it in a little set with a couple other brushes, and I've used a couple of them already today, but I love it. It's perfect for laying down shadow, and then it's also perfect for blending just small areas when you need a more concentrated blend. Also, as I'm talking, I notice I've kind of used some weird makeup terms that people don't understand. So that also brings me to another question, like, is everybody else into makeup, or like just for holidays, or what? Like, I know I've been like, I've loved makeup since I was really young, but I got really into it when I was like 14 or 15, and then I started practicing and doing more intense looks, and I kind of fell out of it for a while, and it was really in my down stages with my mental health, and I stopped doing my makeup, and I just recently started again, like maybe 2 weeks ago. I started picking up the brushes and doing fun looks, and it's honestly been making me so happy, and I like realized how much I miss this and how much I love doing my makeup. And yeah, so I'm wondering, like, are you guys into it? Like, what are some things that you guys are into? I love how I'm talking like there's so many of you, but like, just whoever watches this, like, I'm curious. So I kind of finished the shape here. I just started creating that winged liner look, but with eyeshadow. So I packed on the dark green, started blending it out with the lighter green. I'm going to take this big fluffy blending brush and start buffing out the lighter green to create that nice gradient. And remember, the edges here are gonna look quite weird until I cut them with makeup remover. And then once I add the base too, it'll be nice and clean and sharp. Okay, so I have like the basis for this eye done. The shape looks a little funky because I have really hooded eyes, but I'm going to tight line with black, and I think I might add a little thin line of black liner along my lash line as well. I'm gonna just kind of play with it and see where it goes, and then I'm gonna do the other eye and I'll be back. Okay, now that my eyelids are pretty much done, I can move on to the base because I can't smoke with the bottom lash line, or like I don't want to put lashes and liner on before I have my base on because that's just a pain in the ass. So since I have already prepped my skin with my moisturizer and everything, it is time for primer. So I'm going to be using the Too Faced Hangover RX primer. This is okay. It pretty much just feels like a moisturizer, just a little bit thicker than what I use. So it's okay because I do have dry skin, but I want to try the Milk Hydro Grip primer so bad. Like, that is like my #1 next purchase. Like, I'm gonna save up some money so I can buy that, or at least buy the mini one to test it out, because I want to try it so bad because I struggle with my base looking patchy and just like catching around my nose and stuff because I do have large pores and dry skin, and I've heard that helps. So okay, so my face is all nice and primed. I'm going to let it sit for a few minutes just to get a little tackier, because it does get a slightly tacky when you leave it on. But for foundation, I'm trying a new one today. It's by Rare Beauty. It's their foundation. I have it in the shade 110N. And if this is too light or I don't like the undertone of it, I'm just going to mix in a little bit of my Dior Backstage foundation. And this is in 1N. So okay, I put on the foundation, and I'm not gonna lie, I hate how it looks right now. Like, it is separating so bad, and it is just emphasizing all of my dry patches. Like, I'm gonna see if you can see in the camera, but like it looks horrible. Like, so I'm gonna have to keep trying this out. My skin has not been doing well at all lately, so it could be that. But I'm gonna have to try to give this another shot, but right now I hate this like so much. Okay, I finished blending out everything. I put on bronzer and blush, and I am just putting a little bit of bake just to brighten up under my jawline and in the center of my nose. Going back into my James Charles Morphe palette with the same little blender brush I've used a billion times this video. I'm going to pick the darkest green and just focus it on the outer part of my lower lash line and start buffing it out slightly. So as you can see, I just placed it to about where my pupil is in the center here, and I'm just buffing it in, ready to take the light green on the flat packing brush, and I will buff this out and bring it all the way into the inner corner. And then I will connect it to this little area right here, leaving the inner corner available for some highlight. Okay, I am finally done the eyeshadow. I am going to tight line my lash line with the Marc Jacobs highliner in black, and then I'll do lashes, but I'm going to do that off camera. And I will see you back for the inner corner highlight because I'm using glitter. Okay, and here is the eyeshadow. I will give you a close-up with the lashes. We are very close to the end line. So we are very close to the finish line. What we have left is very fun. Highlight, glitter, which just exploded on my counter. Okay, so I'm taking a really small brush and taking the glue and just placing it right on my inner corner. Now I am taking a flat packer brush, picking up the glitter, and just pressing it in. So I'm using the Makeup Forever Artist Color Pencil in full red. And I'm just going to give my lips a quick line. Ew, This looks horrible, but my lips are lined. I'm gonna try this out. Okay, so I have the red lip on, but I think a little gloss might just elevate it. So I used the Morphe 2 Face and Eye Gloss. But I just put it on my lips. Okay guys, this is the final look. I am so happy with it. It's so holiday, it's so glam, and I feel so pretty right now, which doesn't happen often. So thank you for watching today's video. I really appreciate it. Don't forget to like and subscribe down below, leave a comment, tell me what you're doing for Christmas, and give me some video ideas. I always love to hear it, and I get so inspired by what people are saying to me. So I'll see you in the next one.
Just see those sleigh bells jingle and ring.